What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Piscine Predator. I'm back with that TPP True Crime Talk, baby. Let's go. Before we jump into it, though, can you do me a huge favor? I mean, massive, huge, massive favor, and it's free, literally free to do. Can you smash that like? Can you smash that subscribe if you haven't already? Oh, and if you're ever so generous, if you're feeling it in your heart, just hit that share and put it out there. Help your boy get this channel growing. Come on, I beg you, begging you. All right, guys, I'll knock it off. I'll jump into it. Let's get into the topic. All right, the topic for this video is the Summer Wells case, missing Summer Wells. We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of this little girl, being missing. Man, I think, this one's a rough one, right? You know me with the kids. It's rough when I talk about the cases with the kids, but this one right here is like for everybody that's serious about like helping missing children and like making sure these cases don't fall into the shadows and become forgotten. I like to jump on and like give my opinion or my thoughts on anything new that has come up, you know what I mean? And this case right here, it's like ever so often we get some new tidbits of hearsay, and then some of that hearsay sometimes lines up with some, suspicions that we might have had along the way. And it's been no different lately. We're coming up on that 2-year mark of her missing, June 15th, I do believe, if I have that correct. And it doesn't look good. Like, trigger warning, I know there's a lot of people out there that still have hope. And I think I've said it before that the only way I feel in my heart that this little girl is still alive is if she was, I don't want to use the T word, that thing that's going on a lot with younger ladies in this country that are being, taken other places, that T word. But I feel like the only way that she would be alive is if by some chance her parents did sell her. You know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds crazy, and trust me, it happens though. It actually does happen. It's messed up, and I know like normal people can't fathom selling their child, but it happens. It does happen, and if that's not the case and she's still alive, it's because whoever abducted her to keep her to raise her. So in those two scenarios, I mean, it's a possibility that she could still be alive, but probability, it doesn't look like that, man. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic. It's just being realistic, because I just feel like if that had been the case, if somebody actually had her and she was still alive, or if her parents had something to do with her being sold, like a lot of people speculate, I just feel like, the TBI, the FBI they would have figured something out by now, I just feel like they would have figured something out by now. And especially they've busted rings of these, traffickers. They're in Tennessee, you know what I mean? And usually these people tend to deal with young ladies that are older, you know what I mean? They're not children, most of the time. So I just feel like if that was the case, I just feel like either one of those scenarios were the case, that the FBI or the TBI they would have caught something by now. Because this investigation is still active. So it's not like it's a cold case. It's still active. But I know it sounds very pessimistic of me, but I just don't think that she's still alive, and I feel like it's starting to lean more and more towards like maybe the parents did have something to do with it, as far as maybe there was an accident of some sort. You know what I mean? Maybe there was an accident, some type of negligence that happened, Some people, theorize that maybe she was left in a vehicle and overheated and passed away. Some people speculate that, maybe like some type of physical something that happened to her, like out of negligence, like reports, like there's been reports coming out saying that like CPS had like seen her playing on a roof, or her playing on a roof had been reported to CPS, something of the sort. So it's, I mean, like, come on, like if that's true, like, come on, I think we've all put on roofs, but that's all it takes is, an accident, a little trip, slip, fall, boom. And all of a sudden you got a little baby that's, no longer with us. And you have parents that are already in the crosshairs of, child protective agencies. So it's like they know, like, hey, if we report this, whatever the case may be, then they're taking our kids for sure. Like, we're not getting, they're taking all of our kids. So we just lost this child, and then we're going to lose all of our children. So it's like, whether it's, some type of tragedy like that out of neglect, maybe they left her in, like I said, a hot car, or maybe even like they had, we'll just say it, maybe they had drugs. Maybe there was drugs and she got a hold of some drugs and it happened that way. But it's like, I've just more and more as the days go on with this case, I just feel like deep down that something bad happened to her, and I feel like it was being covered up. The things that have been said by the parents, the fact that like they can't keep themselves off of YouTube, like going to all these different YouTube channels, it just, there's so many red flags. There's so many red flags, and like I said, the longer we get away from the disappearance, the farther we get into this, and the FBI, the TBI not finding anything, any connections to her disappearance with any of the busts they've had, with trafficking, and without, and it going this long without somebody. It's like somebody would have had to have been connected to it if it wasn't the parents, right? Somebody would have had to be connected in some way to where it had to be traceable, right? Like somebody would have said something. I just feel like by now, 2 years in, if there was somebody else connected to this outside of the parents, we would know. Like, I just feel like we would know by now. Like somebody would have said something, or the agencies would have came across something, and we would know. But we don't. It really feels like something happened, and it was properly covered up before the phone calls were made for her being missing. And that's just my opinion, obviously. And it's my opinion based off of everything we know over the last 2 years, all the craziness that's been attached to this case. Like, dude, the amounts of speculations and hearsay and stories that have changed, and the drama that it's caused in the YouTube streets, and man, it's been something else. And it's sad because with all the energy that's gone into the drama, it's like that should have been put other places. But that is what it is. This is where we're at this point. So coming up on, pretty quicker on the 2 year anniversary, like, and then seeing some of the stuff that's being talked about leading up to it, I just wanted to jump on and kind of give my opinion on it. And I'm praying that I'm wrong. I mean, that, somehow they pop up with her, you know what I mean? Like, found her, like, safely, and everything's gravy, and all of our speculations are of, bad things are wrong. But I just, deep down, I don't feel that way. But I mean, I hope I'm wrong. And, all these new stories and whatnot of the family and the parents and possibilities of this or that, it's hard to take any of that stuff serious at this point. It seems like it's just an ever-changing narrative and story of what happened or what could have happened. And the worst part of it all is, like, all the biggest doubts that are put in your head are put in your head by the parents in this case. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a lot of you out there that follow probably a lot of the same channels I follow, and we tend to lean into and be connected to some of these cases pretty deeply. And I know there's a lot of you out there with some really strong opinions on this case. And hopefully I didn't upset anybody on it. But I mean, these are my feelings on it. It's to that point where I feel like the parents know, and until, I don't know, somebody breaks on it, like, and confesses, it's going to be a mystery. Because if it did happen the way I think it happened, and those people, the type of people they are, like, and the ability to make a little baby disappear if something happened, under that circumstance, yeah, I don't think we'd ever be able to find her. But like I said, I hope I'm wrong. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I just want to get on here and touch on my thoughts and my feelings on this, and I hope you all can take some time on the 15th and say a little prayer, a little moment of silence. If y'all can, yeah, post something nice, post her, missing. They have photo progression, age progression photos of her, and I'll post those on my community page. But yeah, just post something on the 15th. Take some time, a little prayer for her. Some people that are close to Tennessee are actually going to go out there for it, which is awesome. And there might be a couple true crime creators, going live for this. I guess you call it a celebration. I don't know. But so yeah, if you can, take your time out on that day, a little prayer, a little something. Other than that, though, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys have an amazing night, and yeah, until the next video, it's your boy, the Piscine Predator. Much love, y'all. I'm out. Peace.